What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the MSI Pro MP161 portable monitor to take a look at. It's super budget friendly and can do a lot of things. So thanks for clicking on this one and I hope that you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so disclaimer, I have already unboxed this, I have used it, I've made content over on Instagram for it, but I was so impressed, especially for the price, I figured let's make a YouTube review video. So I've gone ahead and packaged it back up so we can kind of go through the entire thing from start to finish. So obviously we're presented with a carry case because you do get a carry case with this portable monitor, which obviously being a portable monitor is fantastic because if you're going to put this in your backpack, you're going to want to keep it protected. So this is a great way of doing so. I'm just going to put this to the side so we can see what else we get inside the box. Now we do get a USB-C to USB-C cable here with an angled L-shaped connection, which is obviously going to be great. So you're not going to have to bend your wires. So that's the cable there. So next up, we get a secondary cable, which is a HDMI to a mini HDMI, I believe it's called, with the L-shaped connection. We'll take a look at the ports available on the actual unit in just a second, but those are the two cables that we get inside the box. And then, of course, the stuff that nobody reads. I mean, there's a quick start guide and your energy rating. But before we go ahead and look at the portable monitor itself, we'll take a look at some of the specs listed on the box here itself. So it's portable design, it's an IPS panel, there's an anti-flicker blue light in there, Type-C display, there is a 1/4 inch tripod mount support, which we'll get onto later, the L-shaped cables obviously we've just seen, there's a lengthened kickstand, built-in speakers, here we can see that the contrast is there, you've got the brightness 250 nits, the gross weight, the actual weight of the unit is, I think, 0.75 kilograms. It's super light, but I will double check that and put that on the screen. Response times 4 milliseconds, and obviously the resolution there being HD at 60 Hertz. So if I just go ahead and take it out of the little sleeve or carry case that you get, and we can take a look at the portable monitor. So, you know, there's nothing to write home about this. This is just a bog standard, you know, simple portable monitor. Full HD, so 1080p. But for the price, I do think it's actually really good. So this retails for £120 in the UK, as far as I can see, with the link that I'm provided. So I don't know what that'll be where you're from, but we'll take a quick look at the kickstand. This does extend and go full 360. And of course, this extends all the way out. So, you know, you can have it pretty much at any angle you want. You can have it portrait, should you desire. You can have it landscape, you know, you can have it flipped landscape, you can have it quite low, quite high. You do actually get a lot of adjustability with that mount. And of course, there is the 1/4 inch mount for putting it onto a tripod, which again, will go on a little bit later. There are built-in speakers as it suggested. And the ports and buttons that we get on this unit is the mini HDMI there. As far as I'm aware, it's called mini HDMI. The two Type-C USB ports, and a couple of buttons, on, off, and up and down for volume and brightness and stuff. So pretty simple and bog standard, but again, I was quite impressed with it for the price, so I figured let's make a video. So we'll go ahead and get this connected up to some devices, and then we'll take a look at the quality, what we get in the settings, and what you could probably use this for in your setup or whilst you're on the go. So I think this is how the majority of people are going to use the portable monitor. Obviously, you're going to be using it whilst you're out traveling on the go, and one screen just doesn't cut the mustard, does it? So you want the additional screen space so you can crack on with your work. Now, because of the really awesome stand at the back, it does mean that you can have this in portrait or landscape orientations. So in this instance, we've got it to portrait, just to kind of show you the idea. And we've got a coding screen or window up here. So we're just going to drag this over to here just to kind of give you, again, an idea of what that will look like. I'm just going to have to make that a bit bigger. So there we go. So we've got our coding screen over here. You could have another coding screen over there. Ability to obviously scroll through your code because it is portrait. So you've got the really long screen, which is great if you're trying to read through a ton of stuff. Like a file like this is full of lines of code. So this would be a really good one. Pop it over there, you can scroll through all your code and go through it. And of course, not everyone's going to want to use this screen in a portrait variant, which is fine. Again, you just simply grab it, twist the stand whichever way you want. It is rotatable, full 360 degrees, and then you pop that down like that. Obviously, you're going to have to go into your Windows and change the display settings. It doesn't automatically register which way up it is, so you will have to go in here and say that we want that to be landscape. It's pretty easy. And there we go. We've now got the landscape external or portable additional monitor, which again, with that really good stand at the back, you're able to have pretty much in any orientation that you see fit. Just brought you in a little bit closer just so I can kind of show you what the resolution, sharpness and text actually looks like on the screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the tripod slightly. That seems pretty good to me, and this is how it looks. So in real life, I'm looking at this and it's, do you know what? For a little external screen, it's pretty sharp. The text is super clear. There's no blurriness to it. Considering it's only full HD, so 1080p resolution, it's very, very good. Yes, there are better monitors out there. There's probably better external portable monitors out there, but this is £120, bearing in mind. Like, I think for the price, it's just such a good pickup, whether you're going to use it as an external monitor at your desk or as an actual portable monitor that you're going to take with you out on the go. Now, whilst this is actually a portable monitor, it does a very good job at doubling up as an external monitor that you can use at your desk setup. So at this instance, we're actually connected up to an MSI laptop, and we've got the additional MSI screen, with of course being connected to our BenQ monitor. Now you see quite a few people actually have these smaller monitors underneath their main monitors, and they're fantastic for things like this. Being able to drag your Spotify and then have it just down here, so you've still got your main working area for whatever it is that you're doing, whether that's coding or Excel or whatever. So up here is where all your main workflow is going to be, and then down here is where you can then have your Spotify, your Slack, things like that that you don't need to be checking all the time, but still want to be able to look and be able to pick your songs or check on Slack messages. So it's a great way of doubling up this little portable monitor. And as you can see, considering this is only a full HD 1080p panel and comes in at around £120, and this BenQ monitor is a design monitor and retails at £1,000, the color difference isn't actually that bad. Now, you're not going to be doing any design work on this thing. I mean, maybe you could, but in terms of color accuracy, it's not going to be there. But I think for £120, it's actually not that bad. So I'm just going to bring you in a little bit closer here, just to kind of show you what some of the options and settings are when we press the button on the side of the monitor. So that opens up the settings panel, and in here we get professional, image, input source, navi key, settings and exit. And in here, it's just as simple as scrolling through using the up and down button and the one button to select what it is that you want to go to. So in here, we've got different modes. You can change your response time, refresh rate. There's an alarm clock, screen assistance, screen size, which obviously we just set to auto, adaptive sync, and then obviously you have to go back by hitting that. Then in here, you've got image. You can control the brightness. You can control the contrast, the sharpness, the image enhancement, which we've got to strong, low blue light, HDCR, and color temperature, which is all pretty cool stuff. You've then got your input source. So obviously we're using the USB-C to USB-C on the laptop, but you do have the HDMI option in here, and there's two USB-C ports, so you can connect two devices at once. You've got your navi key, which is just setting the buttons to this, which is fine. And then again, some settings for language, transparency, timeout, power button, and just some other things like our audio volume, 100%, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're just going to go back up to image here. I'm just going to make sure that the brightness is actually on 100%. So if we just scroll it up, you might see the image get a little bit brighter. So that's how you'd use it as an external screen. Now we're going to go ahead and connect it to the phone and check out some cloud gaming. Now, I actually think one of the coolest uses of this portable screen is actually playing some Xbox cloud gaming, which is exactly what we're doing here. So over here, we've got the ROG Phone 8 Pro Edition. There is a video up on the channel if you're interested, but that's simply connected again via the one cable USB-C to USB-C into the MSI monitor. And now we've got it on a big screen. So one thing you might be able to notice there is that obviously the MSI portable monitor does actually have built-in speakers. So the sound that you're hearing is actually coming out of the additional screen and not from the phone itself. It is on 100% volume. It's not the loudest thing in the world, but it does have built-in speakers, which is great if you're going to use it for something like cloud gaming. Clearly, we're not very good at the game, but it should at least still give you an idea of how you can use this thing. If you were out on the go and you only had your phone available, you just need to simply connect a controller up to your phone, get onto some cloud gaming, bring your MSI portable monitor with you, and then you've pretty much got an on-the-go gaming setup. Now, we have mentioned that it is only a full HD 1080p display panel, but I don't think the image is actually all that bad. So if we just grab the phone there, just to sort of give you a side-to-side shot, so you can kind of see. Of course, it's clearer and a better picture quality on the phone, but the fact that it's been blown up to this bigger picture on the external monitor, and it still looks relatively decent. So I've gone ahead and got some FIFA 23, so this is the older game, just on some cloud gaming, just to kind of show you again what it looks like on the screen. Figured it would be a good game to show. Quite a lot of you are into FIFA and football, as I am. Look at that, we get a lovely little goal on camera. Happy days with that one. So there's no lag, there's no slowdown being connected to the screen. The game plays just as good as it does on the phone, as it does once you're projecting the image onto the portable monitor. Now, one thing to bear in mind is there is no battery in this unit. It is simply powered on through whichever device you're plugged into. So in this instance, this is drawing power from the ROG phone. So if you was going to use the HDMI port, or the mini HDMI port which is available, you would still have to use a USB-C port to actually give the thing power so it can turn on and then get the image from the HDMI port. Which is why anytime you're able to use the USB-C to USB-C, it's just a one cable setup, which makes it so much cleaner. So this is just to give you an idea. Of course, you could connect this to your Switch, you could connect it to your Steam Deck. We're just using Cloud Play and the ROG phone in this instance. But it works very good for this. Now, let's see how it does as an external monitor for your phone whilst you're filming content. Let's take a look. So we're now going to show you how you can use this as an external monitor as your viewfinder for whilst you're shooting content. Now, because it does have the 1/4 inch thread for tripod support, you can simply just get your tripod mount like so, screw that in, and now you're ready to put this on a tripod. So we've got our tripod here, and I'm just going to go ahead and simply pop the monitor in, making sure that it's attached, and there you go. You've now got an external monitor on a tripod, which as far as I'm aware, isn't that common on external screens like this. So here we have my iPhone, which I use to film all of my content, by the way, connected to the external MSI monitor. And now I'm able to use this as sort of a viewfinder. I don't know the actual technical term of what you call this. I've always shot my content without one of these, but as of recently, with the new tripod that I've recently picked up, I like doing some top-down shots. Now this tripod extends super tall, so we're talking like I'm having it right up so. And at that point, I cannot see the image. So being able to plug it into the external monitor, and then I can have that as tall as it goes, and check my image on this to make sure everything's in focus and in picture, is actually really, really good. So as far as I'm aware, this is quite a rare find to have a portable external monitor like this that has tripod mount support. So again, for £120, this monitor can be used as an external monitor at your desk setup. You can use it out on the go for cloud gaming, or hook it up to your Switch or Steam Deck or whatever that you want. And then you can use it as a viewfinder, or whatever we call this, for £120. And again, it's only 1080p full HD, but the image quality is very, very good. Comparing it to the iPhone, which of course we know has fantastic screens, but it more than passes. You know, I wouldn't just sit here and say, yeah, this is a pass. It more than passes. Again, it's £120, so you get more than what I think you should expect for 120 quid, but of course it's not some 4K absolute masterpiece. It is a cheap external monitor, but it's very, very good at that. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video all about the MSI portable monitor. That's going to do it for this one. It's a really good screen. I recommend it. It's £120 and you can do so much with it. It's a decent picture. You get a lovely little carry case with it, as we've seen. I think for 120 quid, you can't go wrong. As always, the links will be down in the description. Should you have any further questions, be sure to drop them down below in the comments and I will get back to you. But as always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.